Sitting here waiting on them to mix up more slurry. The double tank is probably two 300-gallon tanks, and the tank on the back of that truck is probably 800 to 1,000-gallon tank, and he's got dust flying up in the air over there. Don't know if it's from Bentonite and the Additives. He is actually wearing a dust mask, which is better than the other guys were doing. But I would assume, as he has it down over his face, he's fixing to start mixing some stuff up. Just trying to get a count on how many bags they're putting in per tank full. The school bus stops to let off children right here where they're doing all this and the dust is in the air. Yeah, here goes one bag of bentonite. Slice it open, little dust come out, flip it over, some more dust. Believe me, bentonite is very dusty stuff. And it's got silica in it. And it's pouring in by itself. You'll probably pick up a bag and put it on the other. Well, they're going to empty one tank at a time, but so you got to keep up. But all of this is going into the air we breathe. Bag number 2. Guy hugging the tank. All the dust with silica in it. And trust me, they have done thousands of bags of this. And you're talking 2 pallets for 2 pallets on about a 100-foot bore for this bore right here. And they may go through more than that. There's 2 full pallets sitting there. And they're in the reaming process. They haven't hooked the pipe up. They're just trying to enlarge the hole right now. So I don't know how many pallets may have been used to bore out. But their contract documents also say they can't work at night. So we'll see, because I'll be coming back up here later tonight after hopefully they're all gone. And then that'll be this guy walking up as the supervisor on the bore. Dust. Bentonite dust. It's all okay for the people that live in the surrounding area and the wildlife that have to breathe in the wetland next door. Now there went some another partial bag of bentonite. But that would be bag number 2.5. Look at the dust. There's a cup of additives. Another big old cup of additives that also have dust. Now he's doing the liquid one. I'm not sure what these additives are, but he's pouring liquid. At least he's measuring it. Maybe it's a powder. Yeah, it is a powder. It's funny, it's a powder, but it's got a funnel spout or a pour spout. And see what he's doing with the rod is he's trying to get the bentonite. When it starts getting into a little bit of water, it starts thickening up, and it can be hard to get it to funnel in. But it looks like about 2.5 bags per 300 gallons, plus 2 or 3 cups of additives. And yep. Yeah, and the tank on the truck is about half empty. And if I'm right on them 300 gallon tanks, that tank on the truck would be 600 gallon. Because you have to keep up. You know, you can't let the mud stop flowing. You can't run out. So they're working off the tank closest to us, and he just mixed the tank between the truck and the first tank. And it looks like the first tank closest to us is about half empty. So they go through tanks probably about every 20 minutes. So it's 300 gallons every 20 minutes. Somewhere thereabouts. And you know, I'm guessing. I'm trying to remember back 20 years ago, and see he's starting to mix up another batch. So there's 3.5 bags so far since I've been sitting here. There's 4.5 bags now. Five and a half bags since I've been sitting here. And the drill rig never stops spinning, never stops pumping, other than when they break apart the rods. So we're at what, 5.5 bags, I believe, so far. And I've only been sitting here for 10 minutes. And a cup of additives. I think the guy spotted me back here. But he has no choice but to continue. His crew is depending on him. Another cup of additives. water truck goes back to fill up again. So how much of our drinking water are they using and polluting it with whatever they're putting in those tanks? And they're using drinking water. You know, they're going down to a fire hydrant by the school and filling up that tank again. I can only imagine they've done that probably 50 times today. Yeah, and he's coughing. I wonder why. And there's more of another additive. At least he's measuring the additives, but is anybody tracking how much they're using? I believe the contract documents say they're supposed to be keeping track, but I don't see a log or anything. Keep the pump running, keep the mud flowing, and keep the dust going in the air. Telling somebody the mud's good. Yep, giving them a thumbs up. Yeah, I just heard something crank up or speed up.